Today is the official release of Endwalker, and I've been through a slew of emotions through the early access of New Monk and trying to understand what the heck this job is. I went from joy to depression to now understanding that things may be better than what I perceived at first. And today I want to drop some quick tips to help you understand and get you into Monk. If you want a more in-depth kind of raid optimization, definitely click on the Balance Discord. That's going to be in the link below. They go on more in-depth and more like hardcore than I do. And I love to make these videos to help, introduce people and bring people into Monk on a more casual understanding level. So let's hop right into it. What's up, good people? It's your fine fancy homie Jay, and right off the bat, one of the first things that has changed in Endwalker Monk is that now Perfect Balance gives you a free form shift. If you don't know what form shift is, it allows you to use any ability and also get the maximum damage out of it without having to follow the regular rotation. So you want to make sure that after you use Perfect Balance, most of the time, I'm going to use Dragon Kick because that's your highest potency ability, and it will activate your boot shine so you can go into your boot shine combo shortly after. So Perfect Balance now makes it where it doesn't leave you hanging anymore and actually allows you to continue your rotation without having to sacrifice any damage, and puts you straight into your next stance that you choose, which is something I've been asking for years. To add to that, Masterful Blitz abilities also gives you a free form shift. So after you come out your Masterful Blitz combo and after you do your Masterful Blitz ability, you can then choose to hit whatever button you may need in the time. If you need your DPS buff back up, activate your DPS buff. If your dot's about to drop, activate your dot. If everything's cool, use Dragon Kick. Dragon Kick should always be your go-to. It's the highest one at the time. If your boot shine proc is already active, use your boot shine instead. So I think that's the cool part of Monk right now, is that since we're getting these free formless shifts, it's going to allow you to kind of adapt to how you want to play a little bit in the situation and be able to think on the fly, which should add some fun to Monk that maybe people are missing, who includes myself when I first watched it. Now 4-point Fury gives the damage buff. Pre-Endwalker, you had to do your opener AOE into a Twin Snake single attack and then continue your AOE rotation. Now you no longer have to use Twin Snake in your AOE rotation at all, because 4-point Fury now just applies the Twin Snake buff. So now you can have a really smooth rotation. I'm so glad, because that always made it a little janky. So don't even worry about Twin Snakes in your AOE rotation. Just throw out your AOE rotation, the buff would apply, and you're good to go. This one's for my PC users. Sadly, I don't know if this macro works for my PlayStation homies. But for PC, right now, Thunderclap is our new mobility. If you don't know, you can target an enemy and dash to them, or you can also now target to an ally and dash to them as well. And as a Black Mage secondary main, I've already had experiences with dashing and trusting people with my life. So the Black Mage community came up with a great macro for their dash. I have taken that macro and applied it to my Thunderclap in Monk. What it does is that it allows you to just hover over either the enemy or your teammate without having to click anything. That means that you spend less time trying to click a teammate, trying to click a boss. Instead, you just hover your mouse over them and you'll dash straight to them once you activate the button. That macro is in the description below. Try it out. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you hate it. Personally, it works for me because this is the macro I've been using for Black Mage. I just adapted it to my Monk. Right now, when you go for your Lunar Blitz combo, which is using the exact same form 3 times to activate it, Dragon Kick, Boot Shine, Dragon Kick is usually the way to go, because it gives you the most damage output, because Dragon Kick is one of the highest damage, until Boot Shine gets its passive buff, which crits, because the crit's always going to do more damage than the Dragon Kick. And also you want to use that too when you go for your final Master Blitz, which I did not know this, but for the 3rd Master Blitz combo, your ultimate finisher, you can use any combination of chakra, and I thought it had to be 3 different combinations of chakra. So also Dragon Kick, Boot Shine into a Dragon Kick, or a Boot Shine, Dragon Kick into a Boot Shine, depending on if you have the passive up or not. It's going to be a great way to activate that last and final finisher and get the max damage. So test things out. I think the Masterful Blitz combo has some potential. I think it'll require us to do some understanding on how things work and being able to think on the fly as a Monk, which could bring some fun things. So definitely try that out and see what you think. When you go to do Masterful Blitz, you see that there's another move in Masterful Blitz called Celestial Revolution. You're gonna say, when do I use that? When is there a time to use that? Never. The only time you want to use it if you're going for your 3 different form combo and you accidentally do 2 of the same forms, then you can just do a different one on the 3rd one. It does less damage. It's like the ninja's bunny. You don't really want to use Celestial Revolution, but it does allow you to be able to continue Master Blitz combo without any issues. So it is I made a boo-boo and I can get a little bit of damage off of it, but try never to plan to use it. The core playstyle of Monk is pretty much done at level 60. So once you get to level 60, if you can understand how the rotation works for Monk and learn how to optimize and play it from there, from 60 to 90 is just buffs and a few damage reduction abilities that we get, and also the abilities that you get from 60 to 90 are just upgrades of your current abilities in level 60. So just use those. So just make sure you understand how to work Monk from level 60, and level 90 Monk will pretty much be the same applied with a few extra buff buttons here and there. Take Anatman, Udaman off your hotbar. It doesn't do a thing. I don't understand why they haven't changed this. And also, 6-sided star, I'm watching you, bro. I mean, I know me and you don't really have a relationship like that. Kind of can take you off a hotbar too, but there are, like, you know, important situations where, you know, 6-sided star is important. Using it to get away from AOE boss, using it right before a transition, or using it as a finisher if something's about to die, because it does give a lot of potency. But the negative for 6-sided star is that if you use it in the wrong time, it does slow your global cooldowns and actually takes a little bit longer for your buttons to come back. So please keep that in mind and use 6-sided star sparingly. Just an FYI. All of Master Blitz abilities are now AOEs. Use your Master Blitz in your AOE rotations, because you're going to continue to still do the AOE damage. So don't just save Masterful Blitz for single target only, especially if you're running dungeons and stuff. Use the AOE rotation. You'll do a whole much more damage. You'll get through the bosses a lot faster. It'll be super helpful for the team. So do not feel like you have to hold back on perfect balance. Use it throughout the dungeon, because each of your Masterful Blitz abilities are AOE focused. So boom, there you go. And the last one, Riddle of Wind. Don't let it confuse you. It just makes us punch things faster. And who doesn't like punching things faster? So use it on cooldown to help you get the punchies in. Hopefully these quick tips will help you out. I'm going to be posting more tips on other classes and Monk as we now are entering into Endwalker. I appreciate everybody who's shown love for my last couple of Monk videos. Please understand that I am no way a hardcore raider, so those videos are kind of just foundation videos for Monks to kind of start trying to find their way into the Endwalker Monk rework. And I'm hoping and I'm glad to see it's helping. I'm loving the discussions in the chat. As always, if you have conversations, drop it in the comments below. I answer every single comment I possibly can, because I just love talking to my community. Other than that, I will catch y'all in the next video. Happy questing. Look, I know it's a new Monk. If you went through as many motions as I did, it's okay. I think that's the normal part, but we can get through this together. Always and forever.